Hello, hello, hello. This is Els coming to you from Beamish Crafty Corner. And today I have a quick little project to use up some scraps and things and, maybe make something a little pretty. So if you have absolutely no sewing skills, this is the project for you. Because we're going to be making yo-yos. Yep, these little yo-yos that we see here in the back. All of these little guys. We're going to be making these. I'm going to show you how to do this, okay? So give me just a second. I'm going to go ahead and clear off my desk here, and I'm going to get out some supplies that we're going to need, and we will get started. I'll show you how to do these real quick. Okay, supplies on this one are really easy. Big kick machine if you have one, Big Shot, whatever die cutting machine you have, the bigger the better. A set of round dies. Okay, and we're going to use the largest one that'll fit through the machine and accommodate the fabric. Now, a lot of us have these little bits of fabric like this. These are leftover pieces of fabric from other projects like book covers and things like that. So what we're going to do is we're going to use these. So it's pretty simple. And this is one of those great projects that you can do like just because you have a couple of hours and nothing to do, watching TV or something. Just put your fabric into your Big Shot. Put the die on top of it. Put on your top plate. And all you're going to do is run this through your machine. Now, if you're using regular cotton fabric, commonly called calico or broadcloth, or quilting fabric, you're going to be able to do this. Okay? So it cuts those circles out pretty good. Every now and then you'll have a piece like this where there's just like one little thread that's left. Just nip it out. And you're going to cut a few of these. Okay? You can just sit here and cut them out till, you're done. Till you've cut all your fabric. And this is kind of the way that I do it. I just cut out 3, 4, 5 dozen, hundreds at a time. Sorry about that, guys. My machine likes to shift on this mat. Okay, let's get this out of the way. Okay. And get those threads off this one. It's always like that one thread. Okay, so we're going to start with these two, since we have them. And you're going to need a needle and thread. Very simple. Get the rest of this out of the way. All right, so just go ahead and thread up a needle and then just tie a knot in the end. I just wrap it around my finger a couple of times and then roll it off and give the bottom a tug. Pretty simple, easy peasy. All right, so now to do this, all you're going to do is turn the piece so that the back of the fabric is facing you, and you're just going to start really close to the edge, and all you're going to do is go up and down, just tiny little up and downs. Okay? All the way around. Pretty simple. Let me go ahead and show you this. So if you can see here, what I have is all of the fabric. And see how it's kind of gathered on the needle there? It's just an up and down, simple up and down. Okay? So I'm going to go ahead and pull this through. I'm going to go ahead and get these two stitched up all the way around. And then I'll be right back and I'll show you the next step. Okay, now as we start to come to the end where we put our thread in, you want to make sure that your last up and down is an up. And you want to get as close to that first stitch as you can. Okay? And I will show you this. Just a second. You see how close these threads are to one another? It's kind of where you want them to be, okay? And then you can just kind of cut the threads off here. Now here's the fun part. So what you're going to do is you're just going to hold onto your threads in one hand, and you're just going to start with your thumb right there where the threads are, and just pull it in. And as you do this, make sure that you push down so that the inside closes around your thumb, and the outside is where you end up, okay? And then this is pretty simple. Now that you have that, all you have to do is just tie these two threads together. So right over left, left over right. Hey, don't spin the yo-yo. So you're just going to tie them up. Give them 3-4 good ties. And then not too close. Go ahead and snip off your extra threads. Okay? Now again, I have 2 threads, and they're both right here. And I'm going to just put my thumb on them and just pull. And as I do so, I'm just going to push the fabric out the other way, just like that. And then I'm going to kind of form this out a little bit, getting it to the size that I want, making it nice and round. And then again, I'm just going to take my 2 threads, right over left, left over right. And I'm just going to tie 3 or 4 square knots in here. Okay. And cut off the excess thread. All right, so now I have 2 yo-yos. Now these can be used this way or with the ruffled part up, and I always like the ruffled part up, so that's kind of the side that I use. But Els, I don't have a die cutting machine, and I need a bigger yo-yo. Okay, I got you. Fabric, giant glass bowl. Now, here's a pretty good way to judge this. When you measure across your circle, this one is just about 4 inches across, okay? That means that my yo-yo is going to be about half that size. So this is a bowl, and the lid on this is about 7, which means my yo-yo is going to end up somewhere around 3.5 inches. So that's how you figure that out. Now, if you go into Joann's or Michael's or Hobby Lobby or any place else where they sell sewing supplies, you're going to find one of these. This is a special pen that is designed for sewing. When you get this wet, it goes away. So if you open this up and trace around your bowl or your lid or your coffee cup, coffee pan or your coffee cup or whatever it is you're using, just trace around it. You're going to end up with a line. Okay? Now at this point, you're going to cut this out. This might be the biggest yo-yo I've ever made. Okay, so now I have this out. What I'm going to do is find the midpoint. I'm going to fold it in half. Then I'm going to fold it in half again, matching up my lines. And now all I have to do is cut one piece, okay? giant circle. Okay, same exact principle as the small yo-yos, only on a bigger scale. So I'm going to go ahead and sew this one up. We'll draw on the strings and we'll take a look at what it looks like when it's finished, okay? Okay, now, because of the bulk on this one and the size, we are going to finish it a little bit different. So I'm going to go ahead and hold my thread, and I'm going to hold the part that I have the knot on, and I'm going to start drawing around on the needle. That's the part that I'm going to draw up. Okay? All right, now since this is such a large yo-yo, I'm going to go ahead and kind of shape it out a little bit before I tie it. And what I'm going to do is make sure that I get this in the center. And then I'm going to give it one quick tie, just one square knot. Now I'm going to fuss with it a little bit just to kind of get it centered a little bit better. And then I'm not going to go through this part of the fabric. I'm only going to go through this part. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take some small little whip stitches across. And that's basically just putting my needle in from side to side, going across, grabbing, you know, a little bit of the ruffle on each side. And I'm going to go around here at least once doing this, just making sure that I catch only this part. I don't want to catch this. And I'm just going to take 2 or 3 little stitches just to extra secure everything. And then I'm going to tie it again. Okay? Just a nice square knot, right over left, and then the left over the right. And then I'm going to go ahead and cut those off. All right, so we started out with, first off, you cannot see any of the pen that I put on there. But we started off with a circle that was about 7 inches across, and we ended up with a yo-yo that is about 3.5 inches across, okay? So that's it, guys. That's how to make a bigger yo-yo, or if you do not have a circle die that you can use to cut these out. No, they don't work at a punch, so don't try that, okay? But that's it, guys. Those are our yo-yos. Look how cute that looks, right? Isn't that adorable? So that's it. Those are our yo-yos. I want to thank you so much. Before you go, do me a favor, hit that red button and subscribe. Like me, ring my bell, and share me with all your friends because I'm making yo-yos.